I'm on mute. I'm sorry. Good day. Welcome, Grand Rising, to everyone. We are so excited to be here for the Peak Wellness Hour, Queen Edith and I, because we have stepped into the first day of February, and we are here with you all. So we're so excited. Um, we're very excited. So make sure you all hit that like button. Take a second to share, and if you've not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And we're going to get this conversation started. If you saw the title, we spent the whole month, thanks to Queen Edith and her suggestion, we spent the whole month of January talking about financial advancement, freedom, independence, all that good jazz. We've talked about savings, checkings, investments, real estate, debt, all these things. So we're in February, and you have a bonus conversation. We're going to have a bonus conversation. This is going to be the last one for this series, but we're excited. We're going to wrap some things up and just kind of put some things into perspective. But before we do, you all know we have to have our CEO and founder of Peak Homecare Associates bring us in, because this is where this is sponsored from in part. So, Queen Edith.
Well. Hello, I see the queens here. Mind games uncut. Okay.
What's going on? What's going on, D-Maze?
See all the queens here. How are you doing? Happy New Month. Well,
yes.
Let me do my job. I never do my job.
You do.
Peak Wellness Hour is brought to you by Peak Homecare Associates, located, of course, in the best county in the state, Hamilton County. Oh, you didn't say anything. All right, in Hamilton County, Indiana, of course, Noblesville, the state of Indiana. We serve Marion County, which is quite close to us, and the general Indianapolis area. Peak Home Care is a non-medical home care agency. In other words, we don't bring you skilled, but non-skilled, non-medical skills. So we are not skilled medically, but we know
we're skilled individuals, though.
Very good. We are very skilled individuals. We come to your home to help your senior, if you have one, or seniors around the state, adults with developmental challenges, seniors with handicaps, all kinds of handicap situations. We come to your home to help, even sometimes for respite care. The caregiver may be tired, and we all get tired. We all need to be cared for, all take time to care for ourselves. So when you need that time for yourself, please feel free to reach out to us. Our information is right at the bottom of the screen, and we'll be more than happy to talk to you. Please don't ever hesitate. If you don't know we do it, just ask. Never ask. Everything is not known by everyone, so ask the questions, and we'll be more than happy to help you. And if we don't do it, we don't have it, we have a resource. We always have a resource. We'll point you in the right direction, connect you with the right people who'll be a blessing to you and your families. So having said that, thank you for joining us. We look forward to having a great conversation this morning.
Absolutely. Okay, I don't even know where to begin. So with week 4, we were going to do investments. And before we do this, I want to say shout out to Queen Kathy B is in the house. We always want to, say hello to everybody. So grateful you're here. My queen mother, Rhonda Thomas, is in the house. Thank you, as always. And then we've got Mind Games, D-Maze with Mind Games Uncut. You all make sure you check out Mind Games Uncut on YouTube. You also want to check out Queen Kathy B. It's Kathy B 606 on YouTube. Again, I shared this with you before, talking about buying your own land, independence, growing your own food, all that good jazz. So you all make sure you check everybody out. I love you, my king. Be safe. My king's going to the gym, yeah. So check that out. Support. We are so big on encouraging one another here. We want to support one another. And if you all did not see the last broadcast with my queen sister, aka Crystal Thomas, you want to check that out because it was so much information shared there. Like it blew my socks off, and I think that was probably my favorite conversation of this whole series. And I've kind of been leading most of the conversations with this because this is what I specialize in a bit when it comes to financial freedom. I will say that I am not a licensed financial advisor. All my information comes from the training that I've had. I am licensed as a life insurance agent, life insurance producer, and with that comes that knowledge as far as finances, and then of course my own little endeavors that I dabble in just to continue my knowledge. So just keep that in mind, please. I wanted to. What are you saying? Oh, for?
I just subscribed to Coffee B 606.
Oh, yes. Y'all subscribe.
I just did, and I'm seeing a whole lot of.
Yes. Yeah. So with that, yeah, thank you for looking at that. So with that, we want to with this investment part, with this last part, it's not going to be too deep, but I want to encourage you all, okay? Because we've talked about so many things, and I'm sure there's a lot of us that are saying, well, you know, if I just do this, if I start that, I'll do it when this, you know, all these different things that can delay us. And I'm sorry if we're looking down, we're multitasking with these phones and making sure you all getting information and working and stuff. So we are paying attention. But we want to make, hold on just a second. I'm sorry. With this last conversation, I want us to be able to understand how we can use all these resources that we've talked about and really invest in yourself. Before we got on here, y'all know we were delayed. Queen Edith and I always have a conversation before we get on here. And we were talking because, as you all know, Queen Edith is the owner, CEO, founder of Peak Homecare Associates. And we were talking about just some of the challenges when it comes to being a business owner. Okay. Here's my thing with investment. When you are making investments, you are investing in yourself. And it is a sacrifice that comes with great reward when you are diligent and resilient. We have to understand that we're not going to always get a yes, but we have to keep going in what we're passionate about. That is when you invest in yourself. So that's really what I want to kind of talk about here today. Before I do, I want to share with you all something. What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, you too, not all.
Thank you.
Your cousin says he loves you.
Thank you. So, before I do, I wanted to break some things down because I had a conversation with someone. And by the way, Queenie, that I've been talking to you. I got phone calls from everybody talking about how amazing you are, you know, and how we're awesome together, you know. So I'm super excited to be a part of this union, and it's not just her and I, it is all of us here collectively. So again, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. But I was talking to someone and they called me. We were talking about the acorns thing. I'm gonna get into that in just a second. But with the acorns, you know, they wanted to start acorns, and you know, they'll get to it, you know, eventually, and that's okay. But I want to put a sense of urgency under everyone and into your hearts, not to be delayed in investing in yourself. Okay. There are so many things going on in the world. We can have conversations about, you know, whoever's in office or whatever. But at the end of the day, we have to have that umph to want to succeed in spite of. So when we're talking about the acorns thing, you know, and just getting it started, I asked, you know, well, I wonder, well, what's the delay? You know, if we're putting our money somewhere, are we putting it where it can be invested and it can grow our wealth? So I'm going to show you all something really quickly, okay? There's this thing called the banker's rule, or the rule of 72, okay? And give me a second. I'm going to stop my cam so I'm not looking crazy while I'm trying to find this. With that, it talks about how you understand investing your money. So give me just a second. Make sure y'all hit the like button and subscribe. Where are you? Where are you? Why can't I find it? I'm sorry, you guys. The site will be... Okay, here we go. Okay, so here's the banker's rule. Okay, how this works is we're looking at different ways we invest our money. So mainstream banks, when you're investing your money, mainstream banks typically they're about 3% in interest. Okay, when you look at your 401ks and your IRAs and all that stuff, there's usually a 6% interest rate return on that. And then when you look at mutual fund investments, where you diversify your money, you do stocks and bonds and different things like that, annuities, you're looking at 12% coming back. Let me show you why this is important, okay? So the rule of 72, it says that if you divide your interest rate by 72, and it'll show you about how many years it'll take for you to double your money. So let's look at it. If I invest $1,000 in a mainstream bank, Chase, Capital, Chase, Huntington, whatever, it's going to take me 24 years.
Wow.
To double that.
That's a lot of years.
A lot of years. Just putting that $1,000 in, okay? If you do it with a 401k, it's going to be half that time. Okay, instead of that $1,000 taking 24 years, it's going to take 12. Well, say you put it in a mutual funds investment. Do you all see the difference of what's going on here with your money? So instead of taking 24 years to double, or 12 years to double that, no, 24 years to double that $1,000. Now you can do it in 6 when you put your money right. And I'm not saying that's where you put all your money. I'm telling you that you need to have diversification when you're investing your money. Okay. So let's say you started with that $1,000 and you just add a little more, whenever, every month, whatever. Look at these numbers. Okay. I want to show you the difference.
Huge difference.
Huge difference. This is
that
why
is 80,000, right? It's not 8,000. It's 80,000.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So this is why I talk to you all about investing your money. And again, when we're talking about Acorns, I'm going to promote it because it's a good thing to promote. I do, like I said, I'm gonna come back on camera. Hold on. Let me find my screen. I do, I do, like I said, I'm back on camera. Hold on. Is that my echo?
No, it's not you. It's me.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. So I do Acorns because all my stuff is there. We've talked about having emergency funds and savings and checkings. So all my funds are there, whether I stay with a job or not. My retirement is there. My emergency fund is there. My checking is there. My investments are there. If you have children, if you have grandchildren, you can, you're able to start accounts for them and help grow their money. That is why I promote Acorns. So you all make sure you go over to my website at clearest-HLC.com under financial resources and sign up for that. There's no reason to wait. You can, and what I do is you can have different accounts. I don't know if you all know this, but you can have multiple accounts. So if you want your income check to go to, 25% to Chase and 25% to Capital One and 50% to Acorn, however you want to do that, you can move your money around like that. so that you have a safety net and you have options. Okay. So just something to keep in mind when you're investing your money. And don't be afraid to do that, because their tax time is coming around. And if you make a decent amount of money and you don't have a business, a lot of times you owe. I hate tax time. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. That's why I talk about investments. That's why I talk about finding different options. I find it very interesting with tax time. They take your money out before you see it, and it ticks me off when they tell me I owe. I'm like, who is your accountant? Like, y'all didn't figure out the math. You saw my money before I did. Like, who's your accountant? Like, I want a lawsuit. Like, there's something wrong with that. But that's a whole other story. Back to investing. This is why we talk about these things, because you have to be able to have Grand Rising King. Thank you for joining us. Sean A. White. You all check out Sean A. White on his YouTube page, also Facebook, all that good jazz. Good people here. I love it. So yeah, that's why we talk about investing. And Queen, feel free to cut me off at any time, because
No, I'm here to learn. I told you. I told you, but I want to say that really it's not a cliche. Procrastination is the thief of time. It steals from us, I think this week I was just assessing myself. And I felt like I heard, you never show up prepared. You never show up prepared, so you're not your best. You're never at your best, because you always wait to the last minute and you start scrambling, and maybe you are intelligent enough to be able to put stuff together at the last minute and get it done. But can you imagine what you can do if you give yourself time to prepare? The point is that, and we take it into our finances, and it costs us. At the end of the day, we not stealing from anybody, or we are not cheating anybody, but ourselves. The opportunity to have more, to be better, to do more. Because finances are great. If you have the resources and you have a little to spare, you can be a little more blessing to somebody. You can do more for humanity, or even for your own self and family. So maybe one of the things we need to guard against strongly is procrastination. I'm number one. I'm the number one person who loves to procrastinate, and I struggle. Thank you, King.
Isn't it lovely? I love it. Yes.
So,
I agree, and I'm the same way. And for to be honest, I think I'll speak for me. I've found that my norm, because I can perform at the spur of the moment, but it doesn't feel healthy and it doesn't feel whole. It's sufficient, it's efficient, but it's not as sufficient as I would like it to be. Ruts where that, we are creatures of habit, and so when it becomes your norm, but like she said, imagine even the stress level that you can reduce. If you're not stressed out about being successful and you're doing it, stressed out because of your own devices, your own way, being in your own way, it makes a big difference. And that's why I brought up Queen, with you and your business, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to start to invest in yourself, to start that business. And there are so many things, and Queen and I talk about this all the time. There are so many different things that we can do to start building our wealth. I'm always talking about affiliate marketing. If you go on Queen Kathy's page, the Kathy B606 again, she has a link for hydroponics and aquaponics. Okay, that link she set up, and it goes to Amazon. So every time someone purchases that on that link, Queen Kathy gets a profit. and she just has to sit and do whatever she's doing and just mind her business and don't even know. I think the coolest part about investing in yourself is passive income and residual income. And that is where you're making money in your sleep. You don't have to do anything but get that check. And it's not about the money, like Queen Eve just said. It's about having those resources to be a blessing to yourself, your loved ones, and others. And when we don't have those resources, we feel stuck. We feel helpless. We feel like we're inadequate. And things don't matter. And you'll be surprised. All it takes is one person to make a difference. You gain nations. I always talk to my Queen Mother about this. When the Bible talks about having nations, I want nations. I will have nations, and it's one person at a time. And that's how you reach. And that's why we say, please subscribe, please share. I don't care about the likes and the numbers, but I want people that want this information. I want to be around people that have the information I need in order to grow, because I feel like a lot of things that we've talked about can be seen as pretty basic, but they're not, because we don't know. If y'all saw me last week, I was just jumping out my seat listening to my sister, and we talk about all the time about, real estate and everything. But I mean, just hearing that information, having her break it down, I didn't want to, I didn't want to say, well, what's equity? How does equity work? Queen Kathy B was sharing her story. Queen Betty, my aunt, was sharing her story about equity. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to get me some of that, So
Right.
there's so many options. The question is, what do you want to do? Are you motivated? What's your why? What's your why? I said I wanted to retire. I've been saying this, but I have to have a plan. I have to have something that says that I can put this money up, right? And it'll be there when I need it. It'll make sense when I need it. We have to have a plan. So what's your plan? I don't know. Queen, what are your thoughts?
Your why. You talked about passive income, which is huge, because you know what? You can sleep and still have money in the bank account, which is awesome. The other thing, you're talking about investment, you're talking about the Aiken thing. And some of these portfolios allow you to not or minimize your tax responsibilities as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you have part of your money in some investment, a lot of the time you are not taxed on that amount of money that you're putting into investment. Like monies that's taken out of your payroll to even, let's just say, barest minimum 401k and those things, you don't pay taxes on it. If you wait for them for the mature age, then you may not even pay taxes. And if you're a business owner too, it minimizes your tax liability. I learned that this week. So I knew about it contextually, but I had never really taken the time to process it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that this week. So this conversation is making me learn. Let me tell you something else I found out. I don't know if it's true or not. And shout out to your sister once again. She did an amazing job. I'm sorry I couldn't make it to the open house because I was supposed to call and get the address, and my life went all ways. But we will still get this done. But I found this, and I probably should share it with you. It says you can buy a house for $600 if you have an LLC. You can access with zero down payment due at closing. It's called a NACA. And then if you have an LLC or even just an EIN, you can access so much money with no proof of income and use your business credit to build wealth while using a trust to maintain your privacy.
Mm-hmm.
So having an LLC EIN is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it is so, like we're talking about investment, we're talking about ways of getting some passive income through affiliate marketing and a lot of other stuff. There are things you can also get tax breaks and stuff when you have a business.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes the income is not so much what's coming to your bank account, but what is not leaving your bank account.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so that means diversifying, and that's what you're talking about, diversifying your resources. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
some goes into your bank account, your everyday spending, some goes into that little savings account for getting your nails done and all of that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Some goes to some investment account, some goes to service a debt. You all have a plan, and with the plan, and I started working out a plan to cutting down my debt. So it's important. It's important we take the steps.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I was, because I'm learning to do my own assessment of self, at least once a month, assess, evaluate my ways during the month and see what am I doing wrong, what didn't I do right, all of that stuff. I noticed that when I don't have a plan for my day, I'm all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't have to always be with a client. I don't have to be in the office. I should. But the point is, if I don't have a plan of what needs to be done, I may have thought about it, but I don't have it written down. Sometimes I wake up, distractions come, and I get lost. At the end of the day or the week, I realize that, oh, I was supposed to do that, and I was supposed to do this, and I didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So procrastination and then lack of a plan written down, I see, so that you have a mental view of what needs to be done. These
Mm-hmm.
things matter. You talk about investment and investment in self.
Mm-hmm.
Investment in self. In what ways are you investing in yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Who is mentoring you as a new business owner? What
Mm-hmm.
programs are out there to support you? Okay, and this year I'm being intentional about finding some of these things so we can grow, because you alone can go this far, okay, and reach this wide. But there are people who've been there, who've done what you're doing. Get the resources, find them, and please invest in yourself, your business, and everything you do so we can all grow. We must grow.
Mm-hmm.
So don't just invest financially. Investing in
Right.
self is placing value in self so you can do. You can only grow as far as you know.
Mm-hmm.
You can't grow beyond your knowledge and your wisdom.
Yeah. And you said something, when you procrastinate, you have to ask yourself, when you have this plan, and you plan, you write out your goals. If you write them down, why are you writing them down? If they're that important, like I have to go to work, I have to cook, I have to clean, I got to do some laundry, I got to run and see my mom, I got to, do this website, I've got to work on my business. I got to do all those things. So when I write down my goal for the day, my goal is to spend at least 2 hours working on my business. Right? That's what I wrote down. But all those other things I just said, all those things happened. But the one thing I didn't write down didn't happen. That's where accountability comes in. And here's the question. If you don't do what you're setting out to do, then what happens? If you don't go to work, what happens? If you don't go see mom, what happens? If you don't do the laundry, what happens? If you don't invest in yourself, what happens? You have to stop putting yourself on the back burner because you're no good to anyone when you're burnt out. We can keep going and going and going, but eventually you run out of gas. And what is that gas? What's that fuel? Is that your hope, your visions, your dreams? What is fueling you? when you continue to give all that away and you don't replenish yourself, you're investing in others and there's no return. There's no interest rate. Does that make sense? We have to be more diligent. You know, if something happens tomorrow, I mean, look at how the weather's been. We're in Indiana, Queen Edith and I, you know, even down south, the weather's been weird. It's been snowing in Florida and Texas and carrying on, you know, power outages, all kinds of things. So what happens when these things happen? What happens when you don't have power, but you spent all this money? I'm sorry, there's something in my eye, y'all. You spent all this money on Gucci and Prada and all this stuff, all your assets, you wearing all your assets from head to toe, your jewelry, your shoes, everything. But the power is out now. You spent all this money on ridiculous things, but you don't have a generator. You don't have candles. Let's not even say the generator. Think about it, y'all, though. You don't have candles. You don't have matches. You don't have batteries and flashlights. You don't have water supply. You know, these are basic things that we need to think about. Do you have a plan? You know, California got hit with those fires. How many people didn't have a plan? Now, a lot of us have a plan. You know, when things happen, you know, you think you can go somewhere when they evacuate these places. You know, Florida has these, you know, these hurricanes and whatever, and you evacuate and they're telling you, you have to go, you have to go. Where would you go if you have nowhere to go? What would you do if you had no resources? We have to think about that. That's where we're at. Go ahead, Queen.
So, since we are talking about finances and stuff, you're raising some powerful things here. A few things are coming to mind here. One, and I want to say this before we go on. This week, 2 plane crashes. This week.
Mm-hmm.
And to all the families who have lost a loved one, our deepest condolences. We can't begin to imagine how you're being impacted right now.
Mm-hmm.
And may all the souls of the departed rest in perfect. It's terrible. Children and adults. At least 67 plus 6, 73 people have died through an air crash. Two in a week in the US. This is something.
We can't even call it a week. It's like in less than 5 days.
3
like
days. 3-4 days. I just want to put that out there. We care. We are in the care business and we care, and this hurts. But when all is said and done, please get help. Okay, you will never get over it, but you learn to live through it. Get help. Okay. We're talking about income, we're talking about investments, we're talking about all the financial resources and even, you know, investing in self. I have a good friend, Ida, and she always says this: everyone must have at least 90 days of income. Look at your income, look at your expenses. You must have 90 days of money that, God forbid, anything happens to your job or anything.
Mm-hmm.
For 90 days, at least for 90 days, you should
At least.
At least.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let me ask you. God forbid something happens to you right now, you lost your job on Monday. Will you be able to pay rent or mortgage for the next 3 months? Would you be able to keep your electric on? Huh? Internet for your kids, food on the table? That means you have to be deliberate about putting that extra money away every time. So you can live 90 days when you don't have a job. And within the 90 days, do everything you can to to replace your income.
And you know what, Queen? Let's just keep it real. Most of us, the majority of Americans, let's just keep it real. We're like one paycheck away from being home, 1 or 2 paychecks away from being homeless. That's fact. And it really, at this point, I don't think it matters how much money you make, in a sense, because if you're making, like, who say if you're making $20,000, say $40,000 a year, okay, or if you're making 100,000, chances are, even with 100,000, you may be living outside of your means. Yeah. So because you have all this money, don't mean that you are prepped for that. So make no mistake, don't be looking at nobody's, in pocketbook and thinking that they're not in this equation. Most of us are about 2 paychecks away from being homeless. And it sounds obscene, but think about it. We talked about this last week. Go back and watch that with your rent. You got $1,500 in rent. You can't pay it on the 5th. By the 5th, it's a $50 late fee, $5 a day after that.
Oh, where I live is $100.
See, I don't know what it is now. Like they just
it's $100. So and then $5 every day. And then after the 15th, we'll say it again. They file, the court fees is $420. I've walked it, so I know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. So let's just say you add $420 comes in after the 15th. 5 times 30 is $150, plus that $100, $250, plus the $420, $670 extra. If you don't pay within the month. If you pay within the month, let's just say you pay at the last day of the month, you have an extra $670. Then the next month begins.
But then look though, so now the next month is here and now you're struggling, but remember you couldn't pay your rent. So that means that you had to float your electric bill, your gas bill, your car payment. You see where this is going? Because you had to catch up with this rent. So now you don't have electricity, you don't have gas, you don't have car, whatever's going on. But you still can't play catch up. That's how we wind up 2 paychecks away from being homeless. If it didn't make sense before. It's very simple to do because the system is not rigged. It's not going to give you the information that you need. You're going to have to find it. You're going to have to get those resources. They're not going to tell you, like Queen Edith said, that you can write stuff off, with the LLC. They're not going to tell you that, So yeah, that's really important. And you said something when you mentioned the plane crashes. I wanted to say, I do. I am a life insurance producer. And I think
I'm telling you, if you were looking at my notes, you see right here, I've written insurance because I want us to talk about insurance, the value of having insurance, life insurance, funeral insurance. Many people are dying and people are doing GoFundMe. And we think the funeral insurance or that insurance is for the parent. But I hate to say it, and it breaks my heart to say it. Many of us have buried our children. And it can happen again. So I would like us to get into insurance. I also like us to get into the value of time. So let's talk about what we are bringing next from the month of February, because we're going to be intentional. This year, we're going to be better. We're going to get there. We'll start the conversation. You do your research, get more information, and invest in those things because it is valuable. Okay. Yes. I'm sorry that I took that. Because
no, I love it. So y'all hear us coming up.
If you can see it.
Yeah.
Look where the circle, the light. You look at where the circle is. I wrote insurance. Right in the circle is insurance. Okay. So like, we're thinking alike too much right now.
I love it. And I'll tell you what, we won't dive too deep because that's a whole nother conversation. We won't dive into that. But what I will do is encourage you all with this. I personally do term life. I think different things work for different people. Okay. And I promote that. I sell one thing, but if you want something different, I'm gonna send you to who you need to go to. Here's what's important for you all to understand: that when we think about insurance, it sucks. Health insurance, car insurance, fishing, like all it sucks. But they make you have all those things. They don't make you have life insurance. And you know good and darn well we're all gonna die. Nobody knows they're all gonna get in a car accident or need a hospital visit, but we know we're gonna die. What I want to encourage you all to understand when it comes to investing with your life, I promote life protection, not life insurance, because what you're saying is this is just in case I die. So you just have his money on hand. Life insurance, the concept for me with life insurance is about burial and paying for those expenses. Life protection is a mindset where you understand that if I have a $10,000 policy, cool, but it's going to cost a little over $10,000 depending on the service. Unless you get cremated, another story. But what happens if you think about life protection, where if something happens to me, my children are able to obtain generational wealth and financial freedom. If something happens to my king, God forbid, it's not going to happen. We're going to die together in our sleep, like The Notebook, on the movie The Notebook, okay? But if something happens, right, we have two incomes. So that's how we live. And if one of us is not working and then the other one loses their job, we back to being on the street, right? So if my king loses his job, or my king passes, and he's the breadwinner, or we do this together. Now I've lost my spouse, but I've also lost that income for my quality of life. It's affecting my children. If you can't say, they give you 3 days off for bereavement. How long does it take you to finish grieving the loss of a loved one? I don't care who it is, because you don't get it for cousins and aunts and uncles and all that stuff. So how long does it take? If you can't get yourself out of bed because you lost your child, like Queenie have said, they still want you to go to work. So with life protection, the mindset is having that ongoing wealth, to where if I can't muddle through this, and I don't want to do it no more. I did nursing. I don't want to take care of nobody else. I've lost all these people, with health issues. I don't want to do nursing anymore. I lost my spouse. So now I have that income. I have that life protection to where I can sound.
So you see, you talk about life protection. I talk about life insurance, but in my mind, I'm thinking what you're thinking. So this education needs to be out there. We need to get it there. So I think that will be our next thing. Plus, I may be wrong, but when you have life insurance, it kind of boosts your credit a little bit, because they know that God forbid anything happens to you, some way, somehow, the debt may be paid for. So you see, there's a lot to gain. There's a lot to gain, and I don't think it's ever too late. But once you learn it and you know it, we get it to protect and to be able to cater for them that we leave behind.
And I'll say one more thing. I tell you what, it is pricey. If you can't afford to pay, it's all pricey, but if you can't afford that, here's what you can think about. Okay. Everybody they're not in a position to leave generational wealth like that. Okay. Think about this. Look at how much funeral, end of life services cost. Let's keep it real quick. Okay. This is an investment. Let's think about how much that's costing. You want this elegant, service. You don't want to be cremated. You want this and that, but you're gone and somebody's forking that bill over. How about taking your money and starting to pay for your end of life stuff, so that at least nobody else is burdened with it or responsible for it? The 3,000, I'm in Indiana Funeral Home. They are the cheapest here. I think it's like $3,000 for a cremation. Okay. When my grandmother told me before she passed, I'll never forget this. I was on my way to Kroger and I was in the parking lot, and she says, "Angelina, I just want to tell you that I did cancel my life insurance policy. I'm like, what? You did what? And this is before I was doing life insurance, right? But what she explained to me, and I had to learn later, what she explained to me was that she wasn't going to keep paying all that money for, for what? She paid off her expenses and she kept the rest of her money. So that's something for you all to think about. But like I said, when we're thinking about investment, we're thinking about self, family, and those around us. And you'd be surprised. We don't always get to pick and choose who we help and who we serve. You don't know what they're going to look like, who they're going to be, but you don't know the crazies either. You don't know the ones that'll rob you and scam you. So I'd rather be in company with build this together where we can support one another financially and we have those resources. If I don't know, like we need to drop some knowledge on me earlier, so if I don't know, somebody knows. And I'll never, if I say something I'm incorrect, I'm going to come back and say, hey, we talked about this, but I have new information because we want to get you all right. I have no problem saying I'm not wrong. I was just incorrect. Okay. Because the intent was not to be wrong, but I can be incorrect. And my queen sister, y'all check out Crystal S. Thomas on Facebook for, realty. But we were in the chat, she was in the chat a couple weeks ago and I said something. She was like, well, this and well, that. I'm like, oh, okay. Got it. So there's nothing wrong with asking questions. There's nothing wrong with getting the information that you need to succeed. And don't be embarrassed about it. You should be embarrassed if you spent your whole life wasting away with dreams and goals that have turned into nightmares. But I'm going to lay my plane there because we're almost out of time. What do you say to that?
So clearly, there's so many ways of, first of all, boosting credit or credibility, so to speak, financially. There's so many ways of saving, so many ways of keeping some of the money in your account, and other ways of letting your money work for you to get the maximum returns, as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But how many of us know this? I scroll a lot, and I've had to wean myself off of these reels. You know how you start reeling and you reeling and time is valuable. Time lost cannot be gained.
Mm-hmm.
You can't gain time. With the help of God, He can help you make up some of the time. In other words, if you were supposed to have invested like in your 20s or 30s, and now you're in your 50s, you have nothing, and maybe you have some 10,000 sitting somewhere, it's a boost. It's a boost to get in there and start doing something. You may not leave a whole lot of generational wealth, but you can leave some and encourage your family to continue. In Ghana, we have something called susu. I've seen
what is it?
Susu, S-U-S-U.
Okay.
Susu is, let's just say, 10 of us come together, okay? 10 women in business. Me, Angelina, Crystal, and whoever it is that might. And we say that, okay, we're going to help each other out. So every month, each of us will contribute, let's just say $500. There are 10 of us. So this month, we all contribute $5,000 and we give it to Queen G. She gets $5,000. Invest in your business. Okay? So for 10 months, we collect $500. It's a kind of saving. I'm just throwing a figure out. But what happens is that we help each other invest in their businesses, whatever project they're doing. They get the money without interest. Okay, they contributed only $500 at the time. By the end of 10 months, they would have contributed the $5,000 they already got. So it's a loan without the interest on it. As we do that, we help each other build our businesses. We're
Mm-hmm.
helping each other build things. Okay, maybe even fix, some credits, fix that. So that the next year will be better and we can put in a little more and put in a little more. And we can do that for our children. We can do
Mm-hmm.
it for our siblings. That's also another way. In Ghana, it's very common. There's the Susu man who go house to house. Then you have to register to be a member. They keep a book.
Do
Like,
you?
yeah, it's
Do
very
you? Because you know what? I did that here. The Americans weren't playing fair because I gave my money. And then I'll say this:
well. So this should be among friends,
yeah.
among a particular group, who are doing something, not taking advantage of taking Angelina's 500, taking all of our 500, get the 10,000 or 5,000 or 250, whatever it is you get. Go away and never show up. These are you bring together people who are doing something. You can see that they're building something, and at least they will be able to get that $200 every month and put it in there to help support. It has to be really, it can be just anybody. He's gonna use it, do all kinds of things, and then it becomes a battle. There's always that bad night, but we hope and pray that I'm throwing out there. Friends can do it. I know a lot of people within the US, Ghanaian communities that do it. They collect it. So you have the money, but they collect in bulk and it helps to further the business, the purpose, So there are ways, and I think that we can start somewhere, the passive income. It doesn't hurt. A lot of people buy things out of Amazon. You find a book, you're reading, it's good. Like you said, go down, find affiliate marketing, post it on all your social media sites. Someone might click it and buy it. You get a little income. You never know. But we have to keep doing and hating. That's the one thing also I know about investments is that you're not going to get $10,000 in a day. It comes by the pennies and the dimes, that you easily ignore. But before you realize, listen, one time I gathered change for so long. One day I said, I need money. I was traveling to Ghana and I need a little bit of extra money as a cushion. I took these coins and the change to them. I got over $400.
Oh wow.
I put in the flag over $400.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
I got over $400. Change. I just threw it in. I had about 3 or 4 bases. I got over $400.
Wow.
So
I'll pick up a penny in a heartbeat.
Yeah, it comes in the pennies and the dimes that you totally ignore. Before you realize it's become something.
And you know what, Queen? I'm so frugal. Let me tell you how frugal I am, because I got a whole thing of change in there. And like I know my king went and he did the coin star, got his little money. But I'm frugal. I went out and I bought y'all don't laugh at me. I bought the coin wrappers. I was like, Coinstar's not getting none of my money. I'm rolling all these nickels, quarters, dimes, and pennies up, and I'm going to the bank. The wraps are still sitting there, and those coins are still sitting there too. So frugal, yeah. And I'm not cheap, but I am very frugal when it comes to my money.
You are.
I don't play around because I understand what it means to give back to people. I understand. And it's not it is such a blessing to be able to give back to people. And that feeling for me is blessing enough. But then, then you get the overflow, and we have to stop rejecting the overflow and saying, oh, this is enough for me. May I have some more? I'll just take the scraps. No, I don't want scraps. I want all the meat and the potatoes and a huge chunk of vegetables. So you can have it all. You can have it all. Like I said, if you figure out something you want to do, it doesn't matter what you do. If you like to exercise, shoot, start a little yoga class. If you like to write an ebook. If you like the smell of candles, sell some candles. There's nothing that you can't do if you put your mind to it, and don't make it more complicated than it is. What is your why? Why do you, I don't know, maybe some people don't deserve to be, I don't know, maybe some people don't deserve it, but all because you don't deserve it don't mean people don't get it. You got people that don't deserve things and they walking around here on cloud nine just as happy as can be, and they've not deserved or earned it. So you have to think about what you've earned and what you deserve. And don't shortchange yourself. Invest in yourself.
Don't shortchange yourself. Don't devalue yourself. Don't undervalue yourself. Learn to do things that bring appreciation to who you are in every area of your life. This is powerful. Really, don't shortchange yourself. At least keep your value. At least, otherwise, keep your value. This has been interesting. So you've covered a lot financially this month, and investments, and even real estate, investing in real estate. Crystal said something so powerful for me. So many times you want to start big, you go out looking at these new homes and you've seen all these big 5-6 bedroom houses. What if you can only afford a 2-bedroom and a den? And maybe there's only you and a child or two. What if you can only afford a room and a den? Then start buying the ones you really wish you didn't want, but can appreciate until you're able to afford your dream home. For some people, it will take just 10 years. For some, it might not even take 10 years. For some, it will take 20 years. But we have to start somewhere. If you can't invest 1,000, what about 100? If you're waiting.
10? What's that scripture? What is it? Queen Eve is a pastor. What's that scripture? When he was like, can you show me 1,000? Can you show me 100? Can you show me 10? Can you just show me 1? Can you show
me? When the Lord was trying to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, and he revealed to Moses, yes, he said, if you found 10 people, God said, okay, if I find 10. What if you find 5? Yeah, he negotiated it down for it to be. So the thing is, and there's also another scripture that.
But you know what though? When he said that though, it was like he offered something, and not to get religious, y'all, but he offered something to God, right? And then he was like, well, how about this? And then God was like, okay, then now he's taking down the number. Like, you don't feel like you're adequate to be able to do this. You know what I'm saying? We can't think like that. Well, what if I save 100? Well, no, I'll just save 50. No, I'll just save 25. I'll just put the change in there. Like, and with God, the God in you will say, okay, well, we'll just take the pennies. We wanted the 100. We'll just take the pennies. We'll just, so don't do that to yourself.
The Bible also talks about despising not small beginnings. Not looking down on the small beginnings. Can always be a big beginning. For many it can, for others it can't. Do your part and allow the grace of God to come in and do the rest if he wants to do it. But do your part, that little thing. What little thing can you give up now to make room for that big thing? That's number one. It starts with giving up something, giving up that $10 that you probably would have used to whatever you want to do with it. If you like to eat at high-end restaurants, go to a slightly cheaper one and save that extra change. We can start somewhere.
Or cook at home.
I'll cook at home. I don't always cook at home because sometimes I feel like it's expensive, because when I cook, then I'm going to eat the same thing I cook 2-3 meals for weeks and I don't like it. So I'd rather take the $10. I'd rather take the $10 and buy 1 meal a day or whatever. But the point is.
Oh, okay. So look at this real quick. See how we got to go. Look at this. So, okay, you said that. So here's the thing. Okay, so it's, it might be better, to cook at home, but you don't want to eat leftovers.
I said it might be better. I said that's what I do.
Okay, so you don't want to eat leftovers, but how about this? So if it's the same thing all the time, then look up recipes and then turn around and make your own cookbook. Turn around and do podcasts or, broadcasts about cooking and healthy, something like this. You see how just doing whatever you do, you can pull in money,
resource. Yeah.
And again, like Queen Eve says, it's not about the money, but we got to get ahead.
And we're gonna cook some food. When are you coming over so we cook food for the show?
Is it African food?
Of course. What else will they do? I'm not gonna do mashed potatoes and gravy.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna make jollof rice, and we're gonna.
I'm just making sure. Oh, hey, my king.
Hey, king.
My king. You at the gym working out, listening to us.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah. So yeah,
there are ways. There are ways.
Mm-hmm.
There are ways to win. Yep. Listen, last year you didn't save $10 a month. So at the end of the year, you didn't even have $120 sitting free that you could spend and enjoy and not worry.
Mm-hmm.
What about you do that this year? We have to.
We have money for Netflix though. I'm just saying.
Netflix did. Listen.
And they're going up. You better get some Netflix stock.
Last night I was hungry, okay. And I said, I don't have anything in my kitchen. Well, I went to the pantry, started looking. I pulled up things and I made a meal. And I sat down and enjoyed it. I'm like, I thought I didn't have anything. Mm-hmm. You'll be surprised what you will find in your home. You will be surprised when you start digging. Mm-hmm. Let's dig in. Let's bring out the best of what we have and make the most out of it. Okay?
I love it. All right, Queen, we're out of time. What do you think? What are we talking about next week? You want to think about it?
I think we should. Do you want to do a little bit about insurance, the benefits of insurance? Sure. I also want to talk about the value of time. So maybe February we can put the two together.
Okay.
February is Valentine Love Month. I don't know.
Sounds good.
We can deliberate on it and decide what we'll do for February.
Sounds good.
Did you hear that Black History Month is being crossed out or cancelled or something? Let's not get in. Let's get off the phone.
What? What?
Ignore. I said nothing.
Oh boy, we're gonna have to have a different live off the Peak Wellness Hour on this one. I'll respond real quick. I'll respond real quick and I'll say this. Who cares? And let me tell you why I said that. What's the investment in it? So talking about investment. So you get 1 month for what?
To celebrate something.
So yeah, who cares? Like that's why we operate the way we do. You know what I'm saying? We have this mentality that somebody can tell us XYZ, and if they cancel it or that's not what it is, then who cares? That's why our finance.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Sean says, that sounds good. What is he talking about?
It being delayed. Is it the Black History Month, Sean?
No, it's not that one. I think he's talking about the conversations.
Yeah,
the topics. So I'm not sure because I like everybody to chip in. What do you think would be a more beneficial, so to speak, topic like life? Is talking about insurances, the benefits, and all of that. Or talking about maybe love, whatever that means to everybody. I'd like to talk about it. And what's the value of time?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know which one sounds good to you. I like to explore that.
You all let us know. You all can send us an email. And hey, Sean, it would be super cool. We'd love to have you on. I would love to have you on. Oh no, he has really good information and good knowledge. He is a business owner, So let's get some people involved. I know Queen.
I would love that.
Yeah, let's get some people involved. We want to hear you all's voices. I want Queen Kathy to come up and talk about buying land really quickly. We got to go really quickly. Queen Tina Berry, Queen Kathy B, and one other person. Between the three of them, they bought acres and acres of land. Paid it off within a handful of years.
Wow, what an investment!
10-year mortgages. They paid off land, and now they can build on that land and do whatever they want.
What an investment!
So we're gonna have these conversations this year. You all, the Peak Wellness Hour has gone beyond just healthcare. We are all about wellness holistically, and we are going to get it together. And we're going to all grow. When you hear our voices, but we don't know everything, so we want to grow with you all. We want to hear what you all have to say. So yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. Make sure you subscribe.
Plus, we've never had a male guest, so that would be awesome too.
Sean, you coming up with this? Put a 1 in the chat if you're gonna come up with a Sean. Yeah, we're gonna get together and we'll pick Queen Edith and I'll talk about it. We'll get some time. And yeah, if somebody wants to come up and have a conversation and share some knowledge, and help us grow together. Mind Games, D-Mays with Mind Games when Cut has a whole lot of great information. Queen Betty is a nurse. She's done real estate. I just found out my used to do real estate. So a whole lot of information on this panel, in this virtual room. So yeah.
Oh, the food.
Oh, you said the food. Oh, yes. You coming up, Sean? Yes.
Well, if you will come on the show, we will hook you up.
Man.
Jollof rice and some fried plantains. I'm happy to make it.
Yes. So yeah, that's what we got. A whole lot of stuff. So you all let us know what you want to hear. You can always shoot us an email. Make sure you please. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you all for your feedback too. We appreciate you all. We really do. Otherwise, we'd just be talking to ourselves, which is fun too. But we like the engagement. So thank you so much. We're gonna get some stuff popping this year. We're super excited. So make sure you support. Go over, if you're looking for that Acorns link, go over to my website, Clearest, Conscious-HLC.com, and it's under financial resources. So you all can check that out.
Yep. Can I make an announcement?
Please.
Well, very soon, Peak Wellness Hour is going to change, Queen. It's in Queen's hands, so ask her. Don't ask me. I put it out there. And then I think that Charismatic Evangelistic Ministry will become one of the sponsors as well. I'd like to take advantage and say that we are starting our Bible studies Wednesday evenings. It will be probably a little later, about 9:30 every Wednesday evening, from 9:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. or 10:15
Eastern Standard
Time. Minutes. I will have a Zoom link, and I would like to invite you guys to join. And I'd like you to visit at church one of these Sundays. I think it's 8100 East 106th Street. The building is called Hubs, H-U-B-S, and Spoke, or Hub and Spoke.
Okay.
So, off 106th Street. And Sunday services are 9:30 a.m. We're growing spiritually as well. That's what I'm about. Also, I love to see some of you, all of you, visit from time to time. But I'd like to invite you to our Bible studies Wednesday evenings at 9:30 p.m. I want to do it at 8:30, but sometimes work schedule and stuff, I can't promise that I'll always be on time at 8:30. So maybe 9. I'll put it out there. Thank you.
And so where can we find that Zoom link? How can we get that?
So I'll put it on my page. I'll get it ready by tomorrow, and we'll put it on my Facebook wall. It will also be on the wall of the church, which will have a link so you can see the connection.
Yeah. Okay. Is it going to be the same Zoom link every time?
Same Zoom link.
Okay. So you all get that, and make sure you keep a hold of it, right? Yes. I do have your number. Yes, we are going to do it. We're going to do it. We're super excited. We haven't had a king on here. We haven't had very many people, but I'm super excited. I love to hear strong men just give knowledge. So yes.
That gives me an idea. February love from a man's perspective, but no, this forgets me.
Oh, let's see. Hold on. Okay. When is February? Okay, hold on. Oh, that sounds good. Oh, what do you think, Sean? That sounds good. Let's see. Okay, so we can do the insurance thing. We gotta either do the insurance or the time thing next Saturday. I'd love to have Sean on. And anybody else that
Did
would
you
love to
say
have a
next
conversation for the
Saturday?
15th. No, for the 15th. So next Saturday we can either do the insurance or we can do time. I think we can do. Let's do time. Let's do time management. I don't know. We can talk about it, but then maybe we
Well,
can
you
tie
should
it
talk to
in.
him, and then he will decide what he's comfortable with.
No. I'm saying for next Saturday, and then for the 15th, which is the Saturday after that, if you want to do, relationships and points of views, perhaps we can get maybe Sean and anybody else that wants to come up. Queen Kathy's married, Queen Betty's married. Anybody else that wants to come up and have that conversation, maybe we can talk about that. So you all drop us a link, send us an email, and let us know what you think. Y'all know I'm gonna call y'all. But yeah, let's see what we can do. What do you think?
We'll deliberate on it, whatever. We can
All
talk
right.
about it.
All right. So now y'all see we're having a side
No, we're gonna
conversation.
take it. Okay, all right.
This is what we do,
Because
y'all.
the insurance, I don't think insurance will be one show.
That's what I was thinking.
Yes,
Yeah.
so we can take a little break from the more serious stuff and come talk about love, which is something also very serious. So whatever. What are you doing for Valentine's Day? What's husband and wife? It's a good topic. So why don't we do that next Saturday then?
No, Saturday after. Or do you want to do it on Valentine's, or do you want to do it the 8th? We're gonna figure it out, yeah. We can go round and round. This is what we do. This is love. This is unity. But we make it work.
You're not giving us a whole lot of inputs. We'll figure it out.
Yes. So in all this confusion, you all have to stay tuned now and see what we're gonna do. Same time next Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're here every Saturday, you all. I try to send out notifications. Edith and I try to send out notifications. But every Saturday, we're here. We might be a little delayed, but we're going to show up. We're going to show up because it's important, and we have a great time. So, yeah, that's what I got. Queen Edith, you want to take us out? Don't say nothing good and exciting because I don't want to respond. Because every time you do, you just warm my heart and I just get excited. Oh, no. Hold on. Before you do, hold on. Okay, this is the last drawing.
Oh, yeah, the draw is the
last drawing. For the financial planners that we're doing giveaways for. So this is for everybody that was here last week. And then I'm going to go ahead and order those. I wanted to make sure, I didn't order them yet because I wanted to make sure I didn't have to send them out different places. Some places I can just order them, send them here versus send them out. So I had to figure out what to do, but here we go. John Shelton. John Shelton was on Facebook last week and commented and shared. So John Shelton, I've got a planner for you. I'll get with you and we'll figure it out. So now, there it is. Queen, do you want to take us out now? Yeah, my king is back, y'all. What's up, baby? You want to say something, baby? No. You want to say something? It's my cousin. Okay. It's my cousin. Yeah, somehow we have this weird, never mind, I'm not even going to bring it up. Anyways, Queen.
Kings, queens, ladies, princesses, friends, family, entrepreneurs. Thank you so much for joining us. Time is too valuable to waste. So we hope we don't waste yours. In fact, we would like to believe we bring you value. So thank you and thank you and thank you. And we know that we are not the only ones who have anything of value to say. So we would like to hear your voice and see you on this platform. And let's all grow together, share the knowledge we have to help the communities around us, to help each other grow, to be better, to get better for ourselves and for everyone whose life we're called to touch. It's been an awesome time. It's the month of February. Share love. Yes. Keep sharing love. Keep sharing love. And as you share love, remember that we have so much love to give at Beacon Care Associates. It is truly our honor to serve them who wants to care. So if you ever have a need, please reach out to us. Our information is below, and we'll be more than glad to discuss the details with you. Until we come your way next week, know that you are valuable, you are worth it. Take the time to find where other things that add to you, add to your value is or are, and invest in yourself, invest in your future, and the future of your children. This has been brought to you by Homecare Associates. And this is our slogan. What do we say? Whatever our hands find to do, we dare tell you that we will do it well with all of our heart. We love you and we appreciate you. Have an amazing and safe.
Peace, love, and blessings until next time.